Hello and welcome to my first look at a new novel from the Horus Heresy Primarch series. It is Sons of the Emperor, an anthology. One of these books will set you back about £15. You can get it cheaper from dedicated booksellers and also third-party sellers. I do own Scions of the Emperor from 2019, February time, and I think this was the first one. So Sons of the Emperor, Scions of the Emperor, and now only just released Blood of the Emperor. So I do like these anthology of Primarch stories that they have accompanying the Primarchs, because it's a great way of finding out a little bit of information here and there about all of the Primarchs in one go, instead of just saying, right, I'm just going to read Lionel Johnson's novel or Conrad Kurz's novel. You get a nice taster of each of the Primarchs in these. This book is hardback. It's in exactly the same format as the Scions of the Emperor novel. Page-wise, it's a bit of a chunky one, actually. I think it's more than Scions of the Emperor, but you're getting 247 pages there, pretty decent. Which is a good chunk. As I say, it was first published in 2018. It goes on to give you an outline of the Primarch novels themselves. So Lionel Johnson is by David Guymer, Conrad by Ian St. Martin, Angron by Ian St. Martin again, Corax by Guy Haley, Vulcan by David Annandale, Jagati Khan by Chris Raitt, Ferrus Manus by David Guymer, Fulgrim by Josh Reynolds, Lorgar by Gav Thorpe, Perturabo by Guy Haley, Magnus by Graham McNeil, and Lehman Russ by Chris Raitt, and Rebute Gilliman by David Annandale there. You've also got the other Horus Heresy novels, of course. Now, the stories that you get in this book, let me just read you the preface. There's quite a lot to get through, but you've got The Passing of Angels by John French. When a world resistant to the nascent imperium of man unleashes weapons of heinous and prescribed provenance, Sanguinius gathers the destroyer host. As his sons wage war behind their death masks, able to leave the taint of their bloody deeds behind them, Sanguinius alone must bear the burden of the souls he has reaped. Okay, so that's the Sanguinius story. The Abyssal Edge by Aaron Dembski-Bowden. When an archivist uncovers an unthinkable truth, he comes to the attention of the first captain of the Night Lords, the dreaded Prince of Crows himself. Terrified, yet enrapt, Olatal listens as Sevatar tells him of Zoa and the moment when Conrad Kurz and Magnus the Red almost went to war. So a Night Lord story. Mercy of the Dragon by Nick Kime. As the Emperor comes to Nocturne in the guise of the Outlander, he tells Vulcan of his destiny in the stars as one of his Primarchs. But the Lord of Drakes is hesitant to leave his world unprotected, and so the Emperor must convince him of the worthiness of his crusade. So Salamander's story. Shadow of the Past by Gav Thorpe. Dark Apostle Kalta R seeks to raise a religious monument to gain his Primarch's favour. But when the warriors of the Legion begin to die in suspicious circumstances, he learns something has come hunting. Its prey is not the legionaries slaughtered by its hand, but the one whom they call father, the demon Primarch Lorgar. Ooh. So word bearers, I think. The Emperor's Architect by Guy Haley. A pair of remembrances tasked with chronicling the lives and histories of the Primarch's journey to Olympia and meet with the formidable Perturabo. They are ill-prepared for what they find, however, as they discover the truth about the Lord of Iron and his intimidating legend. So Perturabo story. Prince of Blood by L.J. Goulding. Aboard the flagship Conqueror, the legionaries and mortal crew face a slow and terrible death. Driven insane by thirst or to increasing acts of violence, their only hope lies with Khan, who will risk anything to save the fleet, and a Primarch slowly succumbing to madness. For Khan knows the blood must flow. So that's a World Eaters story. The Ancient Awaits by Graham McNeil. Impelled by the Crimson King, Vistario of the Thousand Suns Legion journeys to a nameless world with two of his fellow sorcerers, where they find the ruins of a city lost to myth and a labyrinth of catacombs that harbour a long forgotten secret. The Ancient Awaits, but for whom? So I think that's Thousand Sons story, and Misbegotten by Dan Abnett. After months of peaceful compliances, as worlds willingly and gratefully accept the imperial truth and the auspice of the Emperor of Mankind, the outpost of Velich Tarn, or Velich Tarn, refuses to submit without bloodshed. Its subjugation falls to Captain Sejanus, and when the enemy's resistance proves the equal of even this vaunted commander, Horus himself enters the fray. Ooh. I'm thinking that is a Lunar Wolves story, but we will see. So there are all these short stories in this anthology. I really did enjoy Signs of the Emperor. I still remember little parts and little details of a couple of those stories in that book. So if you have any interest at all in the Primarchs and would like to be entertained further with some of their other short stories, then these anthologies are definitely the way forward. If you have read this book, what do you guys think? Please, obviously, refrain from spoilers as always. And if there are any other Primarch novels that you really recommend out of all of them that you've read, please do share it with us all. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.